So Gustavo, you're from Orange County originally, right?
Yeah.
So born and raised,
My
been here
entire
your
life.
whole life, and so you write this Ask a Mexican column for OC Weekly, and you've been doing this for how long?
11 years now.
11 years.
Whoa.
And it's like syndicated, right? So you're like in a bunch of different papers across the country.
Yeah, 37 newspapers, been around 11 years. People send me questions about Mexicans. I answer them. I'm also as surprised as you guys are that it's been around this long, but obviously people have a lot of questions about Mexicans. It's, it's amazing and scary at the same time, but what are you going to do?
Well, I think people have questions about everybody's culture, right?
It's how we learn.
Well, especially like if you're living in California. I don't know if everybody's realized there's a lot of Mexicans. Right. So people might have some questions as to hey, what's going on with this? Or, so dude, 11 years. How many different questions do you think you've tackled in that time?
Well, let's see. If you're answering about 2 questions a week for 50 weeks over 11 years, I failed math, so you can do
crazy.
math there.
We're DJs. You're asking the wrong guys.
At least you have gadgets and stuff.
Oh, sure.
maybe.
Yeah, but then all those do is play sounds.
Completely retarded.
See?
Yeah.
None of them do math.
Where's the cucaracha horn, though, for me?
You know what? I think we do actually have... Hold on.
There you go.
That's what's up.
See? We're prepared. So where did the idea come from? Like, what got you started doing this segment?
Yeah, Ask a Mexican started in 2004 as a joke, actually, between my editor at the time and me. He saw a billboard of another famous Spanish-language DJ, El Piolín, who had a sexual harassment lawsuit, but we can't talk about that. We can talk about a lot of things. But no, so he saw the billboard. He didn't know who he was. So he said, there's a lot of people who have questions about Mexicans. Some questions are racist, some questions aren't. So in his case, he wanted to know who El Piolín is. So he said, why don't we do a column where people send you questions about Mexicans and you answer them? And it was supposed to be a joke column, kind of like The Onion or totally fake story, because we never thought anyone would ever take the idea of a column about Mexicans seriously. But from the very first question, people started sending in questions immediately. And so we told ourselves, we'll stop doing the column when there's no more questions to be answered. Well here we are.
Yeah.
11 years later.
Yeah.
Syndicated.
Syndicated. Last week, someone asked, why do Mexicans like to have their kids killed by cars?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
What? I didn't like it.
Yeah, why? Yeah.
It's one of the lighter questions.
It's one of the lighter questions. But just to give you an idea, the questions will never stop because people will think of anything to ask Mexican. I get it.
Yeah.
Some questions are totally legitimate, like why does so much Mexican music sound like oompa music and waltzes or polkas and all that? That's a good one. Another one, like
818 just texted over. Can you ask them why Latinos blast their music every weekend?
Same reason anyone blasts their music. Or if I'm down in Kentucky and I've actually been to Laurel County, Kentucky. You talked about the redneck crime of the week.
Right.
I've been down there because around there that's where Colonel Sanders' home, the original KFC is at. So when I'm down there, they're blasting Tim McGraw, Leonard Skinner, and all that. So or Bill Monroe, since we're in Appalachia country out there.
Just people having fun.
Exactly. People like their music. Mexicans, the stereotype, I guess you would say, is that Mexicans are Latin culture and Latin, going back to the Mediterranean, they're loud people. Look how Italians talk. Look how Spaniards and Greeks talk. The loudest people on earth. Mm-hmm. All of them.
Well, so, okay, do you research your answers, or is it just based on your opinion?
Well, it depends. On some questions, you can do research. So, for instance, if somebody asks me questions about poverty, about education rates, about that, I can call up a professor. I could find a particular report. But some questions, come on, they don't need research. Someone once asked me, why do Mexicans like to sell oranges on the side of freeways? That's not going to take a grant report. So my answer was, what do you want them to sell? Steinway pianos? Come on, not gonna happen.
Now, what do other Mexicans think about this? I mean, are they cool with you doing this, or do they get mad at you for doing this?
Yeah, the opinions of everyone for the column differs. Some Mexicans are the biggest fans. Some Mexicans are the biggest haters. Some white people are the biggest fans. Some white people are the biggest haters. I know one of your fans thinks I'm against the white man.
I was gonna ask you about that. Why do you hate white people? And if you hate white people so much, why are you coming by and seeing us?
And if I hate white people so much, why do I employ 8 of them? As the editor of the paper, look, I love white people.
Just stick it to the white people, so you can be the boss man.
White people are wonderful, wonderful people. The only people I hate are idiots. I hate idiot white people, idiot Mexicans, idiot gays, idiots.
Just dumb people.
Yeah, dumb people, and they exist around all cultures. But this idea that I hate white people comes because, it's unfortunate, in parts of the United States, people still get upset when someone stands up for Mexicans against racism. It's like they want all of us Mexicans to go, see, I'm gonna clean your house house and then have sex with your wife. We're not, and so if you fight against that racism, people get mad. So somehow you're anti-white.